Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, are any of you like me that you have an unhealthy obsession when you see a gun, you just have to have it, and that's all you think about. You just obsess about it for days and weeks and months until you can actually make it happen. Like if I see a gun in a store and I actually pick it up and it imprints in my hand, to where that's all I can think about. It's all I focus on, and it's not good. It's not healthy. But today's rifle is kind of the result of that type of behavior. So let's check it out. So it's clear, right? But I built this because of a gun that Palmetto State Armory has. And here, I'll show you right here. This isn't the exact, this isn't a copy of that gun. It's what I could do because I couldn't find a 14.5 barrel. This has an 18-inch barrel. And then I just kind of started thinking about it, and I wanted to see if this would end up like as good maybe, or see how it might compare. I'm going to end up having to get a 14.5 barrel if anybody makes them again. That's why I didn't get it, because I searched every barrel manufacturer that I wanted to use, and nobody makes a 6.5 Creedmoor 14.5-inch barrel. So I'll just kind of go through it real quick. It's an Aero precision anodized upper and lower receiver with the anodized handguard. It's Kodiak brown and OD green. I love the two-tone. Like I said, the Palmetto gun really got me on that. The way so I did the opposite. They did, I think, moss green receivers with FDE furniture. So I did the opposite, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's B5 systems, grip and buttstock. Yeah, so I'm really digging this. I think it turned out pretty well. So I've reached out to my friends at Faxon. I've got the 18-inch gunner profile barrel in a Faxon bolt carrier group. The trigger, I kind of went out on a limb just because it was $55 on sale, and I've never seen a drop-in trigger that cheap. So I thought I'd try it, because even if it breaks, I'm only out $55, and I can replace it easily with anything else. So it's a MIMTAC. I believe it's made in Turkey. So it's a knockoff of some of our other drop-in triggers. It's a non-adjustable gas block for the moment, because I've got one and I lost a detent pen from Strike Industries. So it's their collar adjustable. Here it is. I'll put it up on the screen. But I lost the detent pen. Then I reached out to them telling them that I lost it, and they've got another one, a replacement, on the way. I couldn't believe they did that. So shout out to Strike Industries for being such a cool company. I will get more in depth once I get that, and I will just do a whole video on just that adjustable gas block. UTG 45 degree safety. It's the Breek Warhammer charging handle, because I wanted as little gas as possible, because I have the SilencerCo ASR on here, and I'll be running the SilencerCo VELOS Suppressor. I plan on running this suppressed most of the time, but this is an idea I just kind of came up with. I hate the term battle rifle, because it's full size, 6.5 Creedmoor, but more like working rifle. If I want to use this for PRS shoots, will it be good enough out to 1,000? I don't know. I know it'll be good out to 500 for sure, especially with this 1:8 optic. But upgrade your optics. If the gun shoots well, it'll shoot well close. If it shoots well close, it'll shoot well far. So the idea is a working gun. Can you hunt with it? Sure. It's not super heavy. It's not as heavy as that Bear Creek with a 22-inch barrel or 20-inch barrel. but it looks a lot better, and I just want to see how it performs. I'm really happy with the way it looks, but looks don't mean anything if it doesn't perform. So let's get into. I'll get this zeroed and go through some firing. Okay. Cool. Well, if you can't get super long range, use smaller targets, right? So I got these two set up. They're not huge, but they're at 100. So I'll do a little movement, shoot, I've got a paper target at 50 and then these steel targets at 100. It's nothing crazy, but like when I was shooting 3-gun, that was our, like 100 yards was our max distance, and it was just smaller targets like this little IPSC right here. And fortunately I didn't bring any white paint, so that's going to kind of suck too. Trying to make them out. It'll be all right though. Did anybody else just get fat as can be over this holiday season? My God, I think I gained 20 pounds, and I really didn't have it to gain. Shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Oh, malfunction. Ha Those were not all A-zone hits. So I'm going to need a lot of work shooting offhand. you know, getting in position, doing, you know, really bracing, getting your hand out there, pulling in good, you know, all that. It's, if you don't practice it, if you're not used to it, it's hard to think of on the fly. I've been doing a lot of PRS shooting over the past year where you're shooting from a barricade. You take, you know, your sandbag and you lay it on a barricade, and then you set your gun on it, and then you brace on it. So moving and shooting with a heavier rifle is a whole nother game. It takes a lot of practice. So far, it's not bad. It's going to take some fine tuning. I need, you know, I'll do some more shooting just to check groups and stuff like that. Make sure this shoots accurate like I want it to. You know what I mean? And while I'm thinking about it, this MIMTAC trigger, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's listed as a 3.5 pound pull. I'd say that's accurate. It's very crisp, very light. It's a nice, you know, that whole glass rod breaking. So far, I'm pretty impressed with it. Guys, start a YouTube channel. It's fun. You get to run all over the place. You know, you forget your SD cards at home. You're doing stuff, and then you realize your camera's off because your SD card was full because you put the wrong one in when you did grab them. You know, it's awesome. It's not frustrating at all. So that being said, I just shot, well, all so far today, I've gone through 40 rounds of this, is it Cellular and Beloy? I don't know how you say it. It's made in the Czech. This is 140 grain full metal jacket boat tail. And once I remembered how to use that scope, use the dot in the center of the horseshoe instead of the first line, yeah, and I was back on target. I went through the trouble of hauling my steel plates down there. You know, they're nice and light. And then third impact, knocked the whole stand over because it's only 100 yards, and this isn't a 5.56. So right now, I've just been going through the process. Swap my barrel. I'm getting ready to switch over to Hornady Match just to see how it groups. This stuff, it shoots really well. And it was really cheap from what I can remember. So I like that. I'm gonna shoot some Hornady just to see how it does. But I want to show you what happened when it jammed. Imagine this is a live round. So it didn't extract the round that was in the chamber, and the next round came halfway out of the mag, and the bullet tip was into the rim on the one in the chamber. So that being said, the bullet wasn't, the case was like this. It wasn't completely out of the magazine, so I couldn't pull the mag out because the bullet was there, and it was hitting the mag, top of the mag well, whatever, at the bottom of the chamber. And it was also pushed up against the other round, so I couldn't do anything. I couldn't pull the mag out. I already said I don't have a bolt catch in there, so I had to hold back on the charging handle. Just screwed myself left and right. So I had to use my fancy little tool here and actually pull this round back into the magazine like that, you know, and then I was able to drop the mag. But now, no sponsorship here at all. I just, you know, I try to give shout outs to companies that I appreciate, that make good stuff. So this is the Carbon Boss by Real Avid. And then I've got my bore swab. Now this is 5.56. It's what I had. It's got a little bore snake, you know, so you just pull her through. The snake part is, you know, pulling anything out of the barrel, carbon, powder, whatever. So I just wanted to pull some through, let it cool down is all I'm doing. Letting it cool down for a little bit. But anyway, yeah, get ready to switch over to Hornady and see what happens there. But what I was saying, these Real Avid, this company, they make tools, armorer tools, or just tools, that range tools. Have an assortment, you know, multi-tools and different things when you go to the range. That way, when you have a malfunction, you're able to do something about it. Really comes in handy. Now, like I said, I'm going to be switching over here to the Hornady Match, but I wanted to check out this 20 round mag. This is from Amin 2 Yeah, there you go. I'm in too. OD green, so it matched my other furniture. These 20 round mags are cool for matches and, you know, when you're having fun moving and gunning. When you're on the bench, get you a good 10 round mag. That way it doesn't interfere. I don't even know if I'll be able to shoot off the bag with this 20 round mag because it hangs down so low. But we'll see. So I was wrong. I'm not shooting Hornady match. It's the Hornady Precision Hunter. This is what I was using this year during deer season, and didn't shoot one of 2 bucks that I had the opportunity to shoot, just because I was being greedy and waiting for a bigger one. So I took that Bear Creek 6.5, the cheap gun, and didn't get to show it off because I didn't take the shot. And I had 2 different bucks at about 30 yards, because you need, you know, a 6.5 Creedmoor at 30 yards, right? But that's not what it's about. But anyway, we'll get on here. We'll see how this Precision Hunter does. As you can tell, there's no bolt carrier group in it. It's broke open. Standing right in front of it. I'm not going to shoot myself. But let's get to it. Well, I can tell you right now, that group's awesome. Like I said, the reticle, I'm not used to it, and I keep aiming wrong, if that makes sense. I'm not using the reticle properly. There's a dot, then there's a line under it, and I keep getting confused which one I'm using. So when I look through, yeah, I mean, it's a good 3-shot group. You know what? While I'm here, it will fit. So that was my first group. That was me. That's what I was talking about as far as using the reticle wrong. And then that was my second group, and lo and behold, I did it again. Stacking them in there now. Wow. So I'm pretty impressed with the balance of this. Even though I've been shooting from the bag, I'm going to go ahead and do some more freehand work. This Faxon gunner barrel, the gunner profile, it's heavier towards the chamber, and then, from the gas block back to the chamber, you know, and then it's thinner forward of the gas block, which is opposite of a lot of like your government profile. It's kind of the opposite of that. I'm pretty intrigued by that. That's pretty interesting. Not a lot of manufacturers are doing that. So that's pretty cool. It keeps your balance more toward the center, which I like better. I don't like a super heavy super nose heavy gun, especially when you put a can on the end of it. So I'm going to get up here and do a little bit more freehand work, so you can laugh at that, you know. But let's give it a shot. So I was just trying to shoot with gloves. I don't normally do that. Even like when I'm duck hunting, when it's super cold, I can't wear gloves. I can't manipulate things. I have to be able to feel it. So that was an awful experience. But that being said, I see a lot of guys, I see the benefits of wearing gloves. So I'm going to try to get used to it and do more wearing gloves. Anyway, so all in all, overall, I think this is awesome. I love this rifle so far. I'm going to keep shooting it. I'm going to take it out farther. I want to, really get into the weeds as far as precision, see how accurate it can be and how far out. The 18-inch barrel, in proper hands, with proper ammo and everything, it should be a 1,000-yard gun. I think everything is, even if it had a 14.5. That's the whole draw to the 14.5-inch barrel, is that it has 308, like 20-inch 308 ballistics. So yeah, it's still a 1,000-yard gun. It's just going to drop more. You just have to know your dope better. But all in all, I'm pretty impressed. When I get the adjustable gas block, I think that'll help a little bit. I'm kind of over gassed. I'm not getting it in my face, but my casings are going to about the 1 to 2 o'clock position from me, so it's over gassed. But other than that, this is pretty awesome. I do need to find a bolt catch, but until then, it runs just fine. Tell me what you think. So I built this. Ultimately, I wanted, the DMR style, within 500-yard working gun. Would definitely go farther than 500, but 500 and in should be, piece of cake. Do you think I screwed up? It's kind of heavy for a working gun, I think. I would like to build a 14.5/6 arc, see how it compares. Being an AR-15 platform, it would be a whole lot lighter. And I would like to test the ballistics against one another. I've got a 20-inch 6 arc, that weighs 24 pounds because it's set up for PRS type stuff. But so I want to see which one works out better. So as always, if you appreciate or if you enjoy watching this type of ridiculous BS, like, subscribe, all those things, share the video if you feel so inclined. But tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of this build, overall. What's your opinions? Do you like the two-tone? Me personally, I hate single colored rifles. I think they're boring. So I like to mix things up a little bit. But like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. So I'm recording this at the end, and it's coming back around. You're going to see this at the beginning of the video, and this part you're going to say, yeah, no kidding, it's the beginning of the video. Anyway, I put this together because I didn't want to pay up front for the Palmetto State rifle that I'm wanting. So I decided to take my time, and when things go on sale, try to put this together piece by piece, as I do with about all of them. Taking advantage of holiday sales, Black Friday, things like that. So I was planning on building this rifle over 6 months, and I did it over about 2.5 months because I bought the lower at a local gun store when I had this idea, and then a month later was Black Friday, and then here we are just after Christmas. So there were crazy good deals. Primary Arms, I have to say thank you to them, or maybe not thank you because they cost me a lot, but they saved me a lot, right? AIM Surplus, I use them. They're a local Cincinnati company. Wow, yeah, fast shipping, cheap prices. Everything was on sale. I will try to get another. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've got a little video just saying all the parts. Look in the description of the video. It's a minute-long video talking about this gun. I don't have prices listed. If you're interested, I can get a price list together. I haven't even added it. I haven't tallied it up myself. It's one of those, don't let the girlfriend know how much you spent, right? So I don't even know how much I spent. But anyway, I intended to spend about 6 months putting this rifle together, and I did it in about 2.5. because I'm impatient and I had to have it. You know, that's how it works. I have zero self-control. So tell me what you think.